I'm going to share with you guys an amazing true story. Happened several years ago. A young man, relatively recently married. I don't think he had any children yet. Actually, his wife may have been pregnant at the time. And he was approached, that someone he knew needed a kidney. Would he be willing to volunteer to sort of get tested to see if he's compatible? So, yeah, sure, I'll volunteer to get tested. It's a very low percentage chance that you're going to be compatible with these things. So he gets in line, signs up, and as luck or divine providence would have it, out of over 1,000 people that got tested, he was one of just 2 that were a match, and he was the better match. And now he was torn. What should he do? And a number of his family members said, look, you've got a pregnant wife. You think God just gave you an extra kidney by accident? That your body doesn't actually need that? And this is a major operation. Any surgery has risks. What right do you have to put your life in jeopardy? And he was very torn. But after contortions and self-assessment and self-reflection, he decided he's going to go through with it. And he goes into the surgery, and after he wakes up, he sees people around him, his family and the doctor, a lot of tears. He said, "What happened?" And he said, "Is the other person okay?" And I said, "Yeah, he's okay." He's like, "Oh, so it worked? My kidney saved him?" He goes, "No, your kidney didn't save him." Because, "What do you mean? What happened?" He said, "Well, we randomly picked one of your kidneys to remove for the operation. The x-rays had revealed both seemed perfectly fine. But once your kidney was out and we saw it up close, we realized it actually had a very dangerous, cancerous affliction inside the kidney that was undetectable through the x-ray. And the mortality rate of this particular cancer would have been about 99% had it not been taken out at this juncture. So we couldn't give him your kidney. We had to go to the other person, and that operation was successful. But the irony is that you stepped up and volunteered to try and save that person's life. And in the end, he's the one that saved your life. We have this big question about putting ourselves at risk, and there are certain lines we're not allowed to cross. As we've learned, if it's the same risk as the person we're trying to help, at that point, one's not supposed to step in. But if there's a risk, but it's not a huge risk, and the risk the person I'm trying to help is a much greater danger, so then it helps to know that God's running the world. And he really appreciates it when we try to take care of his children. And he in turn takes care of us. Now, if one is facing one of these difficult situations, I want to make 2 suggestions. The first is, if you have the luxury of time and the ability to seek counsel, then it's amazing and so helpful to be able to ask an objective third party. It could be a parent, a close friend, could even be a rabbi. But it should be someone who's objective, who you trust, who cares about you, and ideally someone who's knowledgeable. So let's say in the case of a rabbi, someone who knows Jewish law and can help you with some of these very difficult situations. And the second thing is, if you don't have the luxury of time and you're stuck and you've got to make an instant decision and you're really torn, you've weighed the variables and you really just don't know which way to go. So we normally say a concept of err on the side of caution. In this case, I would say err on the side of looking out for the other person. Because again, when we look after other people, then God looks after us. So I want to give a blessing to all of us that we find the courage and the strength to look for opportunities to help other people, to make a positive difference in their lives, to be there in their time of need, and that God should respond to us and always be there for us and always be there in our time of need.